For the fourth video, we're going to see how the pentatonic scales compare to the diatonic scales. We're going to see the differences. We're going to learn what diatonic means and what pentatonic means. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to just bring to your attention, for those that haven't got me on WhatsApp, there's my email. If you've got any questions, please feel welcome to contact me. I will also be happy to send you some questions to make sure that you fully understand how your chords work, how your keys work, how to analyze songs' keys. We want to get to a point where if you're in a band room, no matter what song they ask you, that you can just suddenly say to the chords, hey, they are C and F and whatever the chords are, and I can analyze within seconds what scale I can actually use against it for improvising. Okay, this will also eventually lead to how to be more melodic if you want to play more tunes. For example, okay. But for now, we're going to look at the pentatonic. Now, what does penta mean? If you think of pentagon and pentagram, penta means 5. And tonic is a fancy word for the root note and the octave. Okay, so if I go penta 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I end up on the tonic, which is the same as the root. So penta 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, onto the tonic. And if you learned your octaves in the first video, you'll understand and remember whatever that note is, 1, 2 down, 2 across, it's the octave. Okay. Diatonic is a fancy collective name for any 7-note scale. So if I take the natural minor, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th note is the tonic. So I go 7 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the tonic, diatonic. Okay. Now, with the pentatonic scales, they normally go where you'd expect the major to be position 1, they normally go to the minor. And I think the reason for that is when you look at harmonic minors and melodic minors and minor blues scales, it's cool to start from the minor position as long as you know that every minor has a relative major. So A minor is actually in the key of C major, it's just starting on the A note. Okay. On the shapes, so the Aeolian will become shape or position 1, which is going to go like this. Okay, that is your position 1 of the pentatonic in the key of C. Okay, now I'm not going to go into detail busy calling out the shapes. You should know these shapes. If you're not sure, please consult our video that actually has them. We're just showing how to combine the mode positions to the pentatonic positions. Okay, so Aeolian becomes position 1. And here's the Aeolian, so you can hear the difference. Subtle difference, it's got a few extra notes because diatonic is 7, penta means 5. Let's go to position 2. Position 2 of the pentatonic, of the minor pentatonic, is actually the major scale. So your new pentatonic shape, position 2, is going to go. And it comes from the Ionian. Okay, so position 1 comes from the Aeolian, position 2 built from the Ionian. Your third position is going to be from D, it's going to sound like this. And that's comparable to the Dorian. They can say, hold on a minute, you've skipped the mode, haven't you? You've skipped the Locrian, because the Locrian is between the Aeolian and the Ionian. Because if we go, there's the B. But wait a minute, because the pentatonic doesn't have the note B, so there is no possible pentatonic scale to start from the note B in the key of C. Very important, that phrase. There's no B pentatonic equivalent in the key of C major. Okay. We've now done 3 positions. First position to the A Herlian, second position to the I Hernian, third position to the Dorian. The fourth position is going to be related to the Phrygian. It's going to look and sound like this. We'll get a bit closer so you can see better. And the diatonic equivalent. Cool. Okay. That is your fourth position. And the last position, because penta means 5, so there can only be 5 positions, of which the Lydian won't exist anymore for a pentatonic because there's no note F in the pentatonic. Okay, check this out. Your Mixolydian one, you can start on finger 2 or finger 1. I'm not too worried about that. If you play it from fret 15, and that comes from the Mixolydian. Now, after that, you can also go down to fret 3, which is simply the octave. Remember, we debated or talked about the octave. Fret 3 and 15 are octaves, and I could also play it down here. Okay, there's your 5 shapes. Now, when you're soloing, there's no rule that says if I start with pentatonic, that I can't suddenly switch over to the A Herlian. You can go backwards and forwards from the penta to the A Herlian anytime you like, if you like, when you like. So one more time, just to revise over everything. With the modes, position 1 is the I Hernian, but for the pentatonics, we kick into the minor as position 1. So A Herlian is position 1. The equivalent penta for the I Hernian is position 2. The equivalent position 3 is going to be Dorian. The position 4 is the equivalent of the Phrygian. And the last position 5 would be the equivalent of the Mixolydian or the octave. Okay, so when we say the equivalent, it means we're converting the diatonic to pentatonic scales. These are really cool. Make sure you know all the shapes. There's also a very cool study which shows how you can join them together like this. But that's another video, so have fun with the scales. Get to know the 5 shapes. They're very useful for any style, whether you're playing rock, metal, jazz, pop, you name it, name the style. These scales work really, really, really well. And one last time, any questions, there we go, email me and I'll be happy to help. Have an awesome, wonderful day. Take care.